Today we celebrate the life of St. John Francis Regis. He was born into a wealthy family. Impressed by the Jesuits' educational program, he wanted to become one of them. He did so at the age of 18. In spite of his rigorous academic schedule, he spent many hours in chapel, often to the dismay of fellow seminarians who were concerned about his health. After ordination, he undertook missionary work in various French towns. The formal sermons of the day were very poetic. His discourses were plain, but they revealed the fervor inside him. He made himself available to the poor, spent the mornings in the confessional or at the altar celebrating Mass, afternoons reserved for visits to prisons and hospitals. The Bishop of Viviers, observing the success of Father Regis in communicating with people, sought to draw on his many gifts needed during the prolonged civil and religious strife. With many prelates and priests absent or negligent, the people had been deprived of sacraments for more than 20 years. Various forms of Protestantism were thriving in some cases, while the general indifference toward religion was evident in others. He longed to work as a missionary among the Native Americans in Canada. He was to live out his days working for the Lord in the wildest and most desolate part of his native France. There he encountered rigorous winters, snow drifts, and other deprivations, but he continued preaching and earning a reputation as a saint. Upon entering the town of Saint-André, one man came upon a large crowd in front of the church and was told they were waiting for the saint who was coming to preach a mission. The last 4 years of his life were spent preaching and organizing social services, especially for prisoners, the sick, and the poor. In the autumn of 1640, he sensed his days were coming to an end. He settled some of his affairs and prepared for the end by continuing to do what he did so well, speaking to the people about God who loved them. On December 31st, he spent most of the day with his eyes on the crucifix. That evening he died. His final words were, "Into thy hands I commend my spirit." He was canonized in 1737. St. John Francis Regis. There's a high school named after him in New York City. My uncle used to go there. But it's more important to go to heaven. So be holy as Christ is holy. That's the real message.